Hi, welcome back to Know But Listen with Courtney and Cherie. Today we are talking Rhode Island.
Rhode Island was
It
good
was a
this
wild one.
week.
It was Liz is insane. There, I said it. She's insane.
She is the most unhinged weed smoker I've ever seen. If I don't know if she partakes, um, but if she does, it's not working.
She it's it's a lot.
My
That
issue with
scene, okay, first off,
well, let's start at the
give them
top
an
of the
Emmy.
let's start at the top of the episode because my issue with Liz is that she wants loyalty without any accountability to herself. The episode picks up still with her and Alicia having this on and on debate about how Alicia was raised, whether or not she was homeless. At a certain point, you have to let somebody's story be their reality. Okay? I don't know why she cares so much to keep this going with this girl.
She refuses to be wrong, and that is her biggest issue. I feel like that is going to be Liz's downfall because if Alicia thinks she was homeless, god damn it. Let it go. It's too much. That whole scene at the Capo Club, that needs to be nominated for an Emmy. I'm not even being funny because you have Rich singing what was it Fools Fall in Love? Whatever.
Well, I
He's
mean,
singing a
well,
low tempo song.
he's singing a low tempo song. The people in the club, so Rosie, Alicia's friend Monique, they have
They're
no
staring at her.
idea what's even going on. Meanwhile,
No, this
Joe,
is the thing. Everyone's watching them though. The people in the back, it's you have Liz in Joellen's ear threatening her with God knows what she's saying. I need that mic to be all the way up. You have Alicia across. Joellen, ignore her. Don't let her get to you. Mind you, their front table. Then you have Kelsey and Rosie, who's just like, and then you have the people in the back looking like I said, you can't write this. What
and
the fuck is going on in this scene?
first of all, they're all really good friends because what the fuck was this even that Rosie invited them to? Like
Oh, he can't sing.
you invited me to your husband's little hobby. Like
I guess it was
um
a night to go to Boston.
Liz crossed the
He
physical
can't sing.
she crossed the physical line with this Liz's reaction first of all is just completely out of left field. So for those that didn't watch the episode, Liz has beef with Joellen because she feels like Joellen is not having her back in this debacle between her and Alicia.
No,
And Joellen's
her
stance is
issue is she
that
thinks she's a flip flopper.
well, at any rate, Joellen's stance is there's not a side to take. I'm on the side of peace. Why don't you just leave her alone about this and let's move on? And at the same time, I hear where you're coming from, but this is making Liz incensed. Also, what made Liz incensed was Joellen kept touching her, and she didn't like that. She kept touching her, not in a threatening way, but in a way that she was trying to comfort Liz, to which Liz felt patronized and said don't touch me. So all these little things ticked at Liz. There's still no justification for the way she blows up because her and Joellen go out back in the alley to talk. It gets heated because Joellen is still taking the stance that I'm just trying to keep the peace. You guys are friends. This is not the biggest of deals. Liz loses it. She gets in Joellen's face, tugs at her hair a little bit. It was giving Sheree with the wig
Kicks her
tug with
chair.
Kim. It was too much. It was too much. Then they
It
go
was
back into the restaurant.
bonkers.
Yeah. Then they go back into the restaurant and Liz and Joellen continue to argue, but really Liz is antagonizing Joellen to the extent where she shoves Joellen's chair halfway across the room, mind you. And Joellen exercises the most self-control I've seen probably an adult have on reality TV. And she just goes home. She just gets up and she leaves. She leaves.
I would have lost it. I was so proud of Joellen. I was like, that was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do. And
Because
I
Liz
just,
was,
it was too much. It was too much. And I just don't
and
understand
what
why.
kills me the most about Liz, she says these things and she does these things with a smile on her face. It's creepy.
Well, and
It's so creepy.
why doesn't anybody ever check her? Because
They're
Liz,
afraid of her.
well, no, Dolores isn't afraid of her. And Dolores sat there and listened to that story and saw no fault that Liz had. If she did see fault, she didn't voice it to her. Kelsey sat there and acted like she had no fault as well. It's weird. What are they scared
Kelsey's
that she's
afraid
gonna
of her.
do? What is she
I,
gonna do? What is she gonna do? What are they scared of?
Sheree, you know, you know how I feel about Liz. I'm too afraid to say it on this here podcast.
I mean,
I
I
think Dolores
honestly,
doesn't find her behavior alarming or wrong. Kelsey is afraid of her because Kelsey tries, she inches, and when Liz, she goes, okay. And I said, wow. Because I too am afraid of Liz. I'm not afraid of many people.
I don't know. Listen, I'm from a town where there's literally like prostitutes a mile and a half up the road. Liz isn't scared. Like, I don't think anything's, I think she's all bark and no bite. And I think that, like, I don't think, I think that they're scared of Liz
I
because,
don't think it's Liz's connections for me. It's not so much Liz.
yeah, she
That's why
probably,
I'm
yeah,
afraid of Liz.
yeah. But I mean, if you're afraid of Liz,
It's
then I
not
feel like,
Liz. It's Liz.
well, TBD, TBD, as far as that goes. But I mean, I don't think that there's anything wrong with telling a friend how you're behaving towards another friend, regardless of who she's affiliated with.
No, not at
You
all.
know what I mean? Like, I just think, like, what are
Her
we
behavior was
doing?
disgusting.
Yeah.
Her
And,
behavior was so, it was very childish, very bad. It gave Bad Girls Club baddies. You know what I mean?
but for geriatric people, like, what are you doing? And then what the fuck was
Exactly.
she wearing? What
She's
did
what,
she have
54?
on? What was that pink getup that she had on?
I don't really pay attention to her clothes. I don't think I noticed.
I don't know how you missed it. I don't know how you missed it. It was like pink parachute pants, but then like the material was like cherry blossom and it was pink on pink and there was a lot of
Wait,
string
at Dolores's house or at
at
where did she have it on at?
Rosie's husband's event.
Oh,
It was bad.
I'm blanking. I think it's because her attitude was so insane. Maybe that's all I could focus on. I didn't even notice her outfit.
Oh,
And I usually always notice those things.
it was very distracting to me. Um Rula and Liz go out to lunch, and I'm calling this the bad bitch link up because it's very clear now what Liz is gonna try to do, which is she's on the outs with Joe Ellen. She knows Rula has an existing issue with Joe Ellen. She knows the other ladies are
Mm-hmm.
also starting to have an issue with her and her temper. So she's going to the outside and she's getting an ally and she's getting but it's like it was two delusional bitches in the same room telling each other exactly because Rula's over here like,
Yeah.
yeah, Joellen's totally the problem in my life, not my cheating, terrible husband. And Liz is like, yeah, she's a problem in my life too, getting involved in my issues with my friend. It's just like Housewives 101. I see what's happening here, but it's going to be fun to watch it
Mm-hmm.
play out because I think that Joellen is a worthy adversary.
Yeah. No, I love Joellen. I think she's great. I
let's
loved Liz until she showed her ass.
well, let's talk about Kelsey and her neutrality just a little bit, right? Because I mean, Kelsey gives a lot of bark when it's, her and Rosie because I think it's on even playing field. But why do you think
Yeah.
it is? Because Joellen really had Rosie's back earlier this season when, I mean, Kelsey's back
Hmm.
earlier this season when Rosie was trying to have a go at her when they were all at the beach. And in it's like Liz is using that moment though to show how messy Joellen was because she feels like Joellen should have never even brought Kelsey up. And now Liz is using that situation as ammo to be like, I've never trusted Joellen. That's why that day at the beach, I told her she did bring it up, not Rosie. So now she's planting these little seeds everywhere like, oh, Joellen's been the problem. I've just been quiet about it.
I feel like did Dolores coach Liz? I think it's a bit of Dolores maybe coaching Liz, Liz thinking that she should be queen bee because she's the oldest. It's just weird. Like the dynamic is strange. And like I said, I feel like Kelsey and Rosie are on their own show. And sometimes they do a crossover episode with the other
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like something I've never seen before. And then Ashley's on her own show. And she's like a friend of on Kelsey and Rosie's show.
Wait,
So
was
she's like
she
a
in? Were they
friend
in
of
this
on the Real
episode?
Housewives of Rhode Island.
Were her and her husband in this episode?
I don't think her husband was, but she was because she was at the Copa Club.
Okay,
And
right,
I think she
right.
was
She
like,
did show up. She did show up. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I think the only person that wasn't there was Rula because she worked remote and Kelsey.
Rula is a
It,
where is your scooter? Where is it?
she, oh my God, I was just so sick in bed and I couldn't even respond to Liz as she has a full face of makeup on, lights on, bright lights, windows open. Rula la, mama, you're not
And then
sick. And it's okay.
even in the flashbacks, she's like, oh, oh,
Literally,
oh.
it's like, when you're in high school or whatever, and you're trying to like stay home from school, from going to school, or you're trying to get home sick, and you're just like, oh my cramps. I can't even stand. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
bad.
girlfriend.
Hopefully she'll show up to work in the latter part of the season. Um, what did you think about this conversation between Kelsey and Billy in the gym?
They bug me.
He
And not
bugs me.
because, huh?
I said he bugs me.
Not because I don't want them to be together. It's because, like, you guys have been together. Stop with the whole babe, baby. Hey, this is a lot of babe work. What's going on with you two? Billy, are we official? Oh, of course we're official. Billy, I need you to say it with some enthusiasm. Come on, baby. You know we're official.
Um, I would
Cut.
I would beg to differ that they're official based simply off the fact that he's not paying her bills, can't pay her automobiles, can't pay any of her bills. And when she brought up the fact that she had an accident that subsequently ended up leading to her finding out she has some kind of tumor behind her eye that could regrow, and her ex currently pays for her health insurance for said issue because it could come back at any moment, so it's under
Yeah.
surveillance. And
We all know
then
how
she
expensive
said
MRIs are.
and she said, are you going to take over my health insurance if that's the case? To which he answered, we'll figure it out. No, the fuck we won't, sir. This is figured out already. Currently, I have health insurance right now. We're not going to wait until I have something growing back for you to figure out how this is going to happen. So I will keep the situation that I'm in, Bill.
Do you know what I
Like,
love
is it
about
me?
this whole conversation? Never once is it up for discussion for her to get a job?
Well, because
And I love that for
that's not
her.
the girl she is. That's not
No,
who
I
she
know. I'm
is.
saying like I truly love that for her. Never once is her getting a career on the table. And
And I
it's
love
like
it.
either he's gonna pay for it or you're gonna pay for it, or you're gonna shut the fuck up, Bill.
I'm just
Shut
at a
up.
point where it's like, Kelsey, you need to stop even entertaining this as something that could be. You
No,
guys
she needs a
might,
storyline.
well, yeah, okay, but that aside, let's act like we're not watching a show. Let's act like this is real life, right? You need to let this go. This is not the man that you want to be with. He cannot give you the life that you want. You are more equipped for being a sugar baby. You are not equipped to be with a white collar worker, a blue collar
And
worker.
I think her issue is with this whole Billy thing is I think she really does love him. But like you said, he ain't got the funds. He cannot afford her. And she is just like, he is so amazing in every sense of the word, but he cannot afford me.
He also
And
seems
she's
like
gonna have to really have a honest conversation with herself
he also
soon.
seems like he might not have a lot going on upstairs, but that's okay because she doesn't either.
Yeah, she's a fucking moron.
Yeah, I mean,
They both are. Honestly, they shouldn't procreate because they would just have pretty dumb babies, or they might come out really smart, like because it might cancel out.
yeah, yeah, she's but I'm just glad we didn't get any like beef between her and oh shoot, I almost forgot. Oh, hold on a second. I'm just glad we didn't get any beef between her and Rosie this episode. I needed a break
Oh,
from
I
that.
cannot take any more of their fights. It's the same person fighting with themselves. It's so stupid. I can't do it.
Let's talk about this I guess it was like a lunch scene between Joellen and Liz at the very end of the episode.
Dare I say it was more uncomfortable than the Copa Club?
Right? Like, first of
Liz is
all,
so
I
weird.
was cold watching them be cold. Let's start
Oh
there.
my god. I was literally like, I think I pulled my blanket on me.
Yeah, I was like, I think the air conditioner was on in my house, and I was like, ooh, it's chilly. And then,
It, it
Joellen
looked
looked
a
so
little
good.
ominous. Joellen and that hair, it's always going to
She
be a
looked
little
so
frizzy.
good, but then like fucking lions and tigers and bears start coming weather-wise, and
As
then
a
right
curly
as
haired
like
girl
it gets
who loves to
cold
wear
and
her hair
thundering, it's
straight,
like here comes Cruella DeVille. Liz
yeah,
pulls up.
literally, it was Liz. I'm telling you, I am so afraid of Liz. She is unhinged.
It
She's not
she
all there.
she sits down. Joellen is very pleasant. Like you could tell Joellen's walking on eggshells at the beginning of this, even, and she's just, again, she reiterates, like, dude, I wasn't trying to piss you off. I just want to see two friends get out of a bad place. That's it. I consider you one of my best friends. And Liz was like, do not call me your best friend. I am not your best friend.
That was that
And
was
you could
sad. That
just
broke my heart.
you could just see Joellen's face crack. Like it was sad. And
She's like, my
so
grandfather died. I called her first.
and so Joellen lets that sink in, and then she's finally like, fuck it. Everyone walks on eggshells around you. You are so mean all the time. And in this situation, you have given me smoke that I didn't deserve to the extent that you put your hands on me. You pulled my hair. And Liz loses it. I don't know if she has convenient amnesia or if she was so fucking off of whatever she was on that she didn't
She wasn't
truly
there.
remember.
As TikTok says, that was not my best friend that night. She was Liz was blacked out. I don't think she was quite all there at that drizzly lunch.
Now I'm like, is she ever all there?
No, remember how she went off on Kelsey at her house
I mean,
out
I
of
mean, because
seemingly nowhere?
let's rationalize it for a second, right? This is a woman who, and I'm not making any judgments here. I'm just laying out what we've learned about Liz since we've seen her on TV. Raised another man's kids. He then disappears on a
Like five
boat.
of them.
Yeah, raised all of his kids. I'm sure that was a thankless job, you know. Um, Then when life gets easier, is supposed to get easier, the kids are out of the house and everything, her partner takes up deep sea fishing and disappears for months at a time on a boat. In the meantime, she takes up an emotionally weird relationship with this ex-mobster dude that she's friends with to this day. I don't know what that life entailed for Liz when she was hanging out with this guy. Um, you know what they say, the saying goes, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are, right? So I don't know, but there's something dark and underlying there with Liz. And I think over time, just like with the Teresa Giudices and the Erica Girardis, where it's like there's something not quite right with this situation. And the
Well,
longer they sat on TV, the quicker we found it out. I think that's what's gonna happen with Liz.
Dino was arrested for like cocaine trafficking or something.
And this is a man
So,
who she gets one look at him and she gets tears in her eyes.
why do you think they sold the boat overnight?
So
Why do you think him and a bunch of men were on a boat? Let's take away the easy gay stuff, okay? Why were they all on a boat? I once knew someone who learned how to fly a plane to do what?
why didn't she
Fly
ever why didn't she ever
substances
why didn't she ever want to go on these trips?
because
You
they're
know?
doing something other than deep sea fishing, and I don't think they're touching each other's buttholes.
So, I'm just saying there's things that go on with Liz that I think we have no idea about. And yeah, it probably does lend itself to why people may or may not be scared of her, so to speak. What I'll never understand is if there is something going on, which 90% of me says there is, and I say this about all the housewives. Why you get your ass on TV always blows my mind. I don't know. It's like some kind of masochism, but the
Because fame is a
conversation,
drug.
yeah, and also eventually people with like power of any kind, they start to think they're invincible. Like their world is so small and
Mm-hmm.
everybody in their world worships the ground that they walk on and thinks that they're everything and gods. And so, they become so insulated that they really do think they're untouchable, they're invincible. And I mean, because even let's
And
talk
if you've
about
gotten away with something for 10 years,
well,
what's
let's even
another
talk
two? What's
about the
another three? What's
bravado.
another 10?
Let's talk about the bravado and the ego even in her going at Alicia when Alicia's family is even in the background like, Liz, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about at this point. And she's still like, I
Liz
know your
thinks
family. Like I'm gonna tell my side of this story when you weren't even there.
Liz truly thinks her word is God. And that's her issue. Like she thinks she's always right. Okay, was Alicia sleeping in a tent? No. Did she have her home ripped away from her and she had to go live with her grandparents? Yes. There are different levels of homelessness. Let it go.
The
She
point
just
of the
has to be
whole
right so bad.
Because the point of the whole thing is that little Alicia as a child felt destabilized. That's the lasting impression that it left on her. This was a traumatic event for me because I remember feeling destabilized as a child. When my mother was a child, her childhood home caught on fire. Obviously, that's traumatic for other reasons. But she was like,
Yeah.
what I remember more than anything is not how we lost stuff. It was how destabilized we were for so long, how long it took for us to rebuild our house and reacquire the things that we lost. That's what left the lasting impression. So, I mean, it's just like, even within that, it's like
And
you
then
have
her dad never heard from him again. That's also
that.
adds to the
Yeah.
trauma.
Yeah.
So she loses a parent and a house at the same time. Let her say she was homeless. That
Yeah.
is traumatic. As like a 7-year old, your brain is not even slightly developed to understand the issues. Maybe her dad had some issues as to why he was gone. Like kind of like Michelle. She was like on the my dad just up and left us. And as she got older, she understood because he had mental illness. But as a child, she's like, how do you go from loving me one day to never speaking to me again?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
trauma.
I don't think it's hard to understand. And then it's like, again, as
I'm not even a
friends,
doctor and I know that. Like, come on, Liz.
I mean, there's things that we've gone through as friends. As friends, you and I have been friends for a long time. There have been so many situations where I'm like, Courtney, this is not the biggest of deals. And you think it's a big deal. And at some point, you just be like, well, it's a big deal to Courtney. So I get that. And, you move on. It's not that big. Why would I die on that hill? Like, to the extent where I'm beefing with your family?
Like,
That's
she just
crazy.
wants to be right. She wants to be the matriarch. She wants to be the big dog on campus. And it's going to be her downfall.
It is
It's
because
like, it's annoying.
Alicia definitely has that bite to her, but Alicia's definitely hurt by this situation because you are like family. You've been part of my family since before I was born. So,
She's only known Liz since she's been alive. So I can only imagine the hurt that Alicia's feeling.
yeah, it's weird. But yeah, the scene at the patio, cold, rainy lunch with Liz and Joellen, it does not go well. Liz tells her, "You're not my best friend," and she blows up when Joellen lets her know that you did pull my hair. And I'm not making the biggest deal about this, but you did do it. And she just blatantly denies it, calls Joellen sick. She's sick in the head. You're making things up. And then she basically just gets in her car and leaves Joel in there sitting in the cold.
It was once again, give him an Emmy. Like this episode was for your consideration level. It was
Well, they
insane.
they got me back with this episode because frankly, the Rosie Kelsey of it all, like I said, it was getting on my nerves, and the last two episodes have been centered around that
They're
drama.
two betas, you know?
And their fight is literally like, my Barbie dream house is bigger. No, my Barbie dream house is bigger. Like
It was
I can't.
so like, Kelsey, your house can be taken from you tomorrow if that man gets upset or he loses his money or whatever.
Also, I'm skipping Rosie and her husband at the beach with his family on purpose because I don't care.
Oh, I forgot about it so you mentioned it.
So that was the episode.
Yeah, it was good. I give it a 10 out of 10 thanks to Liz and Joellen
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
Alicia.
yeah. And
Alicia, she
hopefully,
she did what needed to be done.
oh, because Alicia is sobbing all episode until the show started was also just camp, hilarious, you know.
My Sagittarius queen, I love her. I love Alicia.
But all right, guys, we'll catch you in the next review. As always, like, comment, subscribe, hype, tell a friend, tell the bitch you hate, tell everybody.
Yeah,
Bye.
literally. Tell everybody. Bye.